facade of the Okura Hotel, currently Amsterdam's tallest building, was renovated in 1993 and underwent a facelift after 20 years. The renovation was carried out in 3 phases: facade on lower stories, facade on upper stories, and roof canopy construction. Renovation of the facade on the upper floors was the most critical phase due to the need to minimize inconvenience to hotel guests. Work on the 7,650 square meters of the upper facade was performed in 18 calendar weeks. All drilling work and concrete renovation was done in the first 3 weeks, so that the particularly dusty and noisy work was confined to this short period. The complete aluminium cladding of the 20-story double facade was installed in the remaining 15 weeks at a rate of 1 story for 4 days. The wooden roof of the surrounding lower level was unable to bear the weight of the elevated track support gantry, whilst supports passing through the luxury restaurants were unacceptable. The work elevators were therefore hung by steel yokes mounted on the structural beams of the 4th story. It was possible to position almost all of the tracks clear of the windows, so that most rooms retained the specified unobstructed view. It was this specification that precluded the use of traditional scaffolding. Because the existing prefabricated concrete facade was to be protected from the weather by a layer of insulation and aluminium cladding, limited concrete repair work was deemed sufficient. All loose material was removed from the concrete element. Subsequently, rust was removed from all exposed steel reinforcements, which were then treated with 2 coats of a bituminous emulsion. In places where a great deal of concrete was removed, the resulting holes were filled with patching mortar. Finally, a bituminous adhesive strip was applied around the window frames to guarantee a watertight joint. To achieve synchronization between construction work and letting of hotel rooms, the upper level was divided from top to bottom into 5 segments of 4 floors. In principle, rooms could not be let in the segment where work was in progress. Vertical transport was effected by means of 2 small work elevators that were mounted on one corner of the building and ran to the ground level, whereby the remaining larger elevators could be kept at their work levels, preventing loss of room privacy on other floors. Consultation between HBM and the hotel management took place twice a week to synchronize work sites for the following period, with room, hall, and conference center bookings. Each segment had to be completely finished before work could begin on the next. The short installation period of 15 weeks was only made feasible by refined logistics and a well-planned installation method based on large prefabricated elements. In order to facilitate rapid on-site installation, 2 double window frames were already factory mounted to each frame element. These frames, 6 meters high and 2 meters 60 wide, were hoisted by the elevators and tilted into the 25 centimeter gap between the elevator and the facade. Subsequently, they were fastened to the existing facade with aluminium plate. Because the client stipulated very high standards of constructional integrity with regard to the safety of guests, personnel, and passers-by, the specifications of all facade elements were calculated to conform to Class K 100, and strength and rigidity were extensively tested in the factory. The insulation was installed between the frame, connected to the fluted elements with dish anchors and to tiled elements with clamps. Finally, the aluminium cladding, 3 millimeters thick and enamelled in 2 colours, was slotted into the frames and secured. After the cladding was installed in correct alignment, it was fastened with screws, which were subsequently covered by caps in matching colour. In the daytime, just as in the evenings and nights when the spectacular canopy illumination operates, the hotel's exterior once more attracts all the admiration it deserves.